I think we all remember carrying the wrong backpack day after day means that school can quite literally become a pain in the neck for kids. But if you know what to look for, you can find the perfect fit for your child's size and your child's age. And here are some backpack fit and safety tips. Julia Brooks, physiotherapist at the Alberta Children's Hospital, and another special guest joined by her 5-year-old daughter, Emerson. Welcome to both of you. Emerson, I'm going to ask you a question. Are you going to go to school this year? Yes. So you're going to go to kindergarten? And do you already have a backpack? It's a special backpack for school. Okay, so this is what we're going to talk about. I remember when I was in school, I mean, I never even wore both straps, right? Mm-hmm. But this can cause some long-term damage, right?
Absolutely, yeah. If you're wearing your backpack on one side, then you get a different load on one side of the muscles versus the other. So one side has to work harder and eventually lead to muscle strain or fatigue. So it's important to definitely wear both straps if you have them.
Right. Okay, so what else should we be looking for? Obviously, not one rule applies when we're dealing with such different sizes.
Yeah, and so it can be really challenging, especially with the little guys, because we're looking for a backpack that fits between the shoulders and the hips and is no wider than their body width. So that can be really challenging with the little ones. With the teenagers, it's a little bit easier to do. The other thing that you want to find, maybe I'll show you the backpack.
Sure.
So this is my backpack. So if you can see, there's chest straps on the backpack, which can clip together, and then you have a waist strap on the backpack as well, which you can clip together. And ideally, if you can find a backpack that has at least a waist strap at the minimum, because that helps to offload the weight from the shoulders onto the hips. If you can get a chest strap, great.
Yes.
That's a bonus, but at least the waist strap.
The waist strap.
And then ideally with the shoulders, you want to have some padding in there, and they want to be a bit wider rather than those really skinny ones.
Okay, and now when it comes to younger kids, the letter that I got from my daughter's school upcoming said, it should be a full-size backpack. I don't know what that means when it applies to a 5-year-old. What is a full-size backpack?
Yeah, I mean, like we said, ideally, even if you're talking about a full-size backpack for a little kid, you still want it to just be between their shoulders and their waist so that it's not hanging down over their bum. Okay. And you should be able to adjust the shoulder straps to allow for that. The other thing that we want to look for is to have multiple pockets in a backpack. So we have Emerson, this is one of Emerson's backpacks. This is not the one that she typically wears to school. And part of the reason for that is it only has one pocket.
Right.
So ideally in a backpack, you also want multiple pockets so that you can pack the heavier stuff towards your back and the lighter stuff towards the outside. So that you keep the heavy stuff close to your body. You can use your core better. If the heavy stuff is towards the outside, it's pulling you back. And even for little kids, if they're carrying some books and things, we want those closer to their body. So for your daughter, we would want something that had a few extra pockets so that she could wear that closer to the body.
Were you going to put something on her right now?
Do you want to try this?
Do you want to try it on?
Do you want to stand up? Okay, stand up. Bum. Good job. Okay, you want to put your backpack on? So if we look at Miss Emerson here, this pack actually fits her pretty well from top to bottom. It's still a little bit wide. Turn this way, sweetheart.
A little bit wider than her body, right?
Still a little bit wider than her body, but not bad for a kid's backpack.
Okay.
It does have the two straps that are a little bit wider, and they're adjustable straps, which allows us to change it if a child has a torso that's a bit longer. Okay. And the one thing it doesn't have that we would like to see is that waist strap. Right. And like we said, the extra pockets.
Okay, and now contrary to what we might think, the bulk of the load actually, shouldn't be in the shoulders. You say pelvis.
Yeah, so you do wear the straps over your shoulders to distribute the weight, but that's why we have the strap, is because we want to try and take some of that weight through the pelvis to avoid putting all the strain in through our neck. And our pelvis is a very strong part of our body, and it can absorb a lot of weight. And it also means it's not going to put as much weight through the spine.
Okay, so this is really going to help you carry your load literally throughout the school year. So something worth investing in, I would say.
Absolutely, yeah. And it can be hard also for kids because they want the fun princesses and superheroes. So it can be hard to find something that they're willing to wear. But you could always get some puff paints or sparkles and decorate up a more standard backpack to make it more fun, and they can do that as a craft. The other big thing that we didn't mention is that the weight is really important. Yes. And we don't want any more than about 10 to 15% of the child's body weight. So for Miss Emerson, that's only like 4 pounds at the most. Sure. Which is not a whole lot of weight.
Is that a conversation that you could potentially need to have with a teacher?
Potentially, if they're sending home lots of stuff, especially as kids get into the older grades, into high school, they tend to have to carry multiple textbooks, plus maybe a musical instrument and their gym strip. So we're starting to get lots and lots of weight, and a lot of these kids are ending up with shoulder pain and back pain because of that. So we recommend only carrying what you need to, again, trying to pack the backpack appropriately, and minimizing everything that you possibly can.
Okay, great advice for back to school shopping. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Really lovely to meet you both.
Can you wave?
Was it fun? Did you have a little bit of fun today?
Yeah.
Yes, we did too. Thank you very much for joining us.